Some of it's just funny.
If
we're not having fun out here, we're doing something wrong.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly.
You betcha.
It's too serious.
And
Go back
so-
to the real world.
Need to go back home and start over again. Gotta have fun.
So what are your guys' names?
I'm Gina Kelly. I'm a Buffalo woman. I've been doing this for Rendezvous I started when I was a kid with my dad, and then for the past 13 years I've been doing this. I was doing it alone, and then I met my husband Frank, and about five and a half years ago he just fell in love with it, so he's been doing it with me ever since.
Yeah.
And I'm Frank Kelly. Yeah, like I said, we're married, and I've been doing it ever since, well, a year before we got married with her. So been traveling, we've been quite a few places.
Where are you guys from?
Cushing.
Cushing, Oklahoma.
Okay.
About an hour and a half away.
Mhm.
We come here, and I was the segundo with the Southwestern when it was here. So know a lot of people, and great event. So it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. You meet a lot of people from all over, and it's just good.
It's like a reunion.
Yeah, it's just see people and you remember them, and like I said, it's like one big family. I mean, because everybody comes to have a good time. I mean, that's come to have their good times.
So what do you guys enjoy when you come out here? What is it that? Why are you out here, kind of thing?
Well, we love the outdoors. Sometimes the competitions we do. And, just like the ease of the. Sometimes you have to work harder to set up your camp, but I like just being able to set out here. It's like living out here in the town. The Rendezvous has a little town. You go meet with the traders and make deals, trade your own goods, and and it's just dealing. We're seeing the people is what the most fun is, and telling whoppers.
Who can tell the biggest one? Sometimes one gets talking and they say you can tell the next biggest one. It's all good and fun. I mean, it's a refreshing. I mean, we look forward to it this one's fall and spring here at Woolaroc. So, and it's like I said, you get the close community family, because you get real close to people, and stay in contact with them. So.
Yeah, you might not see them for a year, and it's like, hey. So,
yeah.
Do you guys go to any other events?
Yeah, we go to several that's in the area, probably an hour and a half away. Travel the Dripping Springs, go to the Rocky Mountain Nationals out in Colorado, and the Southwesterns. The one we can. So I've been to several down in Texas.
What's the one over at Wyandotte?
Oh, yeah, that's Shady. I can't remember. But they just moved because they lost their ground. So.
Yeah.
Shawnee Branch.
Shawnee Branch.
That's a good one too. It's a small, but everybody knows everybody. And
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Good shooting.
So what part of the history do you guys enjoy? What do you emphasize on any of the period correct history details of the mountain men, or
late 1930s or 1830s? Sorry, and we kind of emulate a trapper's wife, and that's what I always done before I met Frank, and so I'm more emulate the native at that time period, and I learn a lot of the skills.
We got our furs this time, didn't we? Got furs, has coyotes and bobcats and beaver and stuff hanging out, but I didn't pack them in this time. So.
Because of rain, but I make a lot of the Northern Plains Indian crafts.
Okay.
I've brain tanned buffalo hide, and that's how I got my name, Buffalo Woman. so.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just, what's your name? Where are you from?
Dan Bill at Jinx, America.
Jinx, America. How long have you been coming out to Woolaroc?
It's 1994.
You go to any other events?
Sometimes I go to Dripping Springs, Oswego. Can't think of any right off. Try to go at least 4 or 5 a year.
What do you like? Why do you like being out here? What do you like about it?
I like the companionship, the people with the same mind that you like, the events, the living history that we partake in here.
Why mountain man camping? Why not some other form of social interacting?
Yeah, because the mountain man was one of the when the country was young and being explored, they were the pioneers that went farther west than anybody, you know, to see the lands and to survey the country to get it what America is today. You know, the mountain man was out there way before any other settlers. Right?
Mm-hmm. Sure, I wasn't there.
Yeah, I wasn't either. Went to different schools together there, though.
I don't know anything about the history you like, or the skills or anything that.
Well, the skills of
fascinated
living
you?
off the land, you know, to survive when you're living out there all alone, the trapping the beaver. You know, you had a lot of hostile Indians out there that didn't like the white man, and then you had a lot of them that liked the white man, and so you tried to get along with all of them, and you still had the ones that wanted to take your scalp, you know, because you were trespassing. And with just a hawk and a longbow and a single shot black powder gun, that was your means of self-defense, you know, and your knife. And you're just trying to go out there and make money to live off of the land and send your beavers back to be made into hats. And, you know, it was everyday life and death struggle.
All right. So, what's your name? Where are you from?
Well, they call me No Bother or Coffee Killer. I'm from right around the Enid area, Enid, Oklahoma.
You've been coming out to Woolaroc or events like this for how long?
About 6 years. Actually, this is the 7th year. And just came out to have a look at it. Decided that I liked it.
And you camp in with your family?
Yeah. Bring in the wife and the son.
How'd you get your camp name? Either one of them.
Well, No Bother was, I went up to the shooting line and they asked me what my name was, and I gave them my street name. They said, no, your camp name. I said, nobody's bothered to give me one. Boom! No Bother it was. And then Coffee Killer, that's a recent one. I walked into somebody's camp at night and he had his last cup of coffee in the pot, and I accidentally kicked it over. Coffee Killer it was.
So why did you like these kind of events, this kind of thing?
The biggest thing is the people. The people out here, there's a sense of generosity and camaraderie and family that just I haven't seen anywhere else.
You guys go to any other events?
A couple smaller ones. Nice little venues. There's one over in Sterling down south, and there's another one over in Dripping Springs, also south from here.
Any funny stories or memorable moments?
Too many to even go into, and most of them I can't say.
All right. That's all. Hi, my name is Jared Fulser. I'm from the Bartlesville area here in northeast Oklahoma. My camp name is Scotsman. I picked that up from a group of friends when I first started. When I got my own gear and clothing together, one of the first things I made was a kilt, and I still have that kilt. Got the name Scotsman. So ran around here for a couple years before I had any other type of leggings or anything else to wear. I started in 2009, so it's been about a decade. Coming out most every year, usually twice a year, spring and fall. Doing this with a group of guys, and it progressed. They all did reenactments like this. They did Civil War or mountain type reenactments. They went to different events, and they invited me out to join them and have some fun out here. I love it. I love the community. Came out my first time, and the activities and just the people, the general atmosphere. So that alone makes this time in this place worth it. Would love to go to more events. I've had limitations that have just kept me from attending too many other places, but I think Woolaroc will kind of always be home. My family's from this area. I've been out here since I was little, and when I was an adult, I just had no idea that they did a actual event like this until my friends brought me out. But yeah, I just love it out here, and the rendezvous event, the Mountain Man Encampment. It's the community. It's the people. I mean, we get to have a lot of fun eating good food, activities throwing tomahawks and shooting black powder rifles, but just spending time with the people. That alone makes all of this worth it. There's a lot of memories that I could track back to, most of which I probably don't want to see on camera. Like most of the people that have been interviewed, there's a lot of great times, and you kind of just have to be there to really feel the moments and understand. You just kind of have to be there. It's kind of like a bad inside joke, I guess. But I can't imagine being anywhere else sometimes. It's just beautiful out here. Woolaroc is a great place. The terrain itself is beautiful out here, but then to have the bison and elk, the sika deer and squirrels and so forth running around, literally passing through camp even, it's just gorgeous and just relaxing and just beautiful. But that's what I like out here, and that's why I do this. All right, so what's your name? Where you from?
My name's Zacharias Bones.
That's right, I brought the sausage.
I'm from Wichita, Kansas.
And
I've been in this sport since 1973.
really,
45 years.
you do this event and some others?
We do this event twice a year. We've been coming here since 2015, 14. We do other rendezvous as well in different states. We're both from Kansas, so there's a lot of rendezvous that occur in Kansas over the year. You can go to a rendezvous somewhere every week of the year. I mean, in the United States.
Yeah.
There's rendezvous, including in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys been to Bucks Only here?
No.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't.
Did you just go by Bones as your camp name?
Yeah, Bones is my camp name.
How'd you get that name?
Well, in the early 1970s, I started painting on buffalo skulls, and I had some laying out, and I wasn't close to my camp at the time, and somebody just said, Bones? I'm going, well, he was looking at my stuff, and I'm going, that's me, Bones. And then I added Zacharias to it a few years later. I like biblical names, and I like the name Zacharias, so I just named myself Zacharias Bones, and then I started writing books on the Old West about 10 years ago, and I've written 11 books.
Awesome. Western theme, you said?
Yeah, historical Old West fiction.
Okay. That's fun.
If I can add a little something to that, we not only try to live the life of the mountain men, we try to feel a little bit what they felt, and some of us have trapped beaver. We've been in the water, in the cold water, in the rivers, trapping beaver. We want to get a feeling of how they really felt, and I can assure you, when you're in moccasins and you're in water up to your knees, you're pulling those beaver out of the river, you know how they felt. And you're going, you know, we can still hop in our vehicle and go back to town and get warm. They couldn't.
Handmade knives out of a guy in Missouri.
They couldn't.
He makes the steel
Also,
and puts the handle on 'em.
a lot of those mountain men died not from Indian attacks, but from starvation. Starvation. They didn't have the nutrients they needed in their body. They once they started failing, their body started failing, they froze to death. So it was either starvation or freeze to death. So they had to keep busy, had to keep warm.
These are almost alike.
We both study the life of the original mountain men. Jim Bridger, Jedediah Strong Smith, who is probably the most famous mountain man ever. Joseph Redford Walker, Old Bill Williams. We study those guys. We study what they did, who they were, how they lived, when they died. Jed Smith was 31 years old when he died. 31. And he had accomplished more than any other mountain man as far as his exploration of the United States.
Yeah.
Jedediah Smith, great guy. Just I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
5, right? Yep.
Catch me later.
All right. What's your name? Where you from?
Well, I'm Dry Creek Zeke, and I just go by Zeke usually. I'm from Hayesville, Kansas, outside of Wichita.
Okay. Yep.
I use the Dry Creek because in the back of my house it's a creek that runs called Dry Creek. I just usually went by Zeke before that.
So you've been out here since about 2014?
Yeah, I started coming here with
Smith.
Bones back in October 2014 was my first rendezvous when we came down here. I knew him a year before that, and I'd always been interested in it for many years, and I'd been gearing up for it, but I didn't have anybody to do it with really. So when he thought that he would like to come down here with me, we did it. He's
Yeah.
got some health issues, can't get around real good from his cancer and things, so I come along to set up camp, and we've been doing it ever since.
What do you enjoy about here at Woolaroc? When you guys come out, what's the?
Well, just really like the area. You know, it's just you don't hear a lot of noise or anything. It's like you're really out in the wilderness, and you got the buffalo roaming around, and it's really scenic. Like it, just like the setting of it. It's just kind of like you are actually out there doing it, and of course, make a lot of friends along the way, and enjoy the friendship. And you know, you see people you haven't seen for 6 months and everybody's real friendly.
What do you work for? What do you do for a living, or what have you done for a living?
Well, I worked for a construction company as an equipment superintendent. Well, that was my last title. I started out as just a equipment mechanic, and I worked for a construction company out of Wichita for 38 years, and I retired December of 2015.
So, good retirement plan here.
Yeah, I guess so. Don't have to worry about it getting back.
All right.